noise. I'm waiting for somebody to get lit up. Yeah. Oh, no, we ain't doing that. Ain't that type of party. Yeah, don't light up. Don't light up nothing, man. I see a whole bunch of police coming down too. I ain't trying to get arrested. I'm trying to stay on the right path. Okay, we got Marcus Gleaves out here. I see him out here. Yeah, y'all looking good now. All right, Black Love. It's a bunch of Black Love out here in the Light Up Livernois. Shout out to my wife. She came for me. Y'all see I'm on my best behavior now. My wife here. Yeah, all that jokes I was talking, it was just jokes at first. It was jokes, man. You know, Greg, you know. Yeah, I gotta make sure my household good, amen. I don't know why I'm saying amen. This feel like an outdoor church revival. Like, praise them. She had already laid hands on me earlier. I received it too. I feel better. Yes, indeed. No problem. I got you. Yeah, man, we just having fun out here. We just doing what we do. Don't go too far, y'all. Don't go too far. Yeah, Miss Beane, I see you moving. Come on, Art of Filmmaking. Come on down. Come on. I feel like the price is right, dude. What's up, bro? You good? Oh, yeah. We had the Art of Filmmaking, man. Welcome. Come on down, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. Got some filmmakers in here. That's what I'm talking about. Filmmakers. They be making them films. The filmmakers. Just making the films. That's what I'm talking about. Who paid for their parking? Y'all got to renew y'all parking structure, don't y'all? Yeah. I ain't paid for my parking. Let me go check on mine myself, actually. I don't want no tickets, for real. Not in real life. All right. No problem. Man, one more shout out to our sponsors, man. We got Black Ghost Productions, Five Brown Girls Media, Lone Wolf Late Bloomer Films, Property Hogs, a property maintenance landscaping company, and Colette Williams in the 2026 Jazz on the Ave. All right, next panel is ready to get it popping, y'all. I know y'all been waiting and anticipating for this one. So let's get it going without further ado. I want to introduce to y'all the Art of Producing panel. First panelist, I've been saying panelists all day. I can't even say it no more. First panelist we got coming to the stage. I want y'all to make some noise right now for my guy, Lazar Favors. Come on, yeah. Let me hear that energy, y'all. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. All right. Next panelist we got coming to the stage. I want y'all to put your hands together right now for Tameka Citchen Spruce. Come on, turn it up now. Turn it up. Yeah, there we go. All right. Next up, we got the one and only Marshalle Favors. Yes. And last but certainly not least, it's the reason we are here. The main man, $100,000. He done did everything that had to be done up at this event. He been up here since yesterday. I want y'all to put your hands together right now for Hayward Crawford. And I'm your host, Malachi Lee. I will be back. But right now, I would like to introduce you to the panel of the art of producing something. Yes.
All right. Good to see you all. It's like a family reunion up here now. Great to see you. My goodness. Let's see. We will start out with, Marshalle, we'll have you go first on this question. What type of producer do you like to work with and why?
What type of producer do I like to work with?
Work as, I should say. Work as and why. Sorry.
Oh, that's true. Because there's all different types of producers, executive producers, executive, and I'm a hands-on. So if I'm producing one of my own films, then I like to be the one that is hiring folks as well. Just because, especially if I'm familiar with the talented folks that, like especially we have here. And if they've worked together, I know how, folks work with each other sometimes. Um, a lot of times, well, especially as a producer, and I'm just gonna be real. You're managing a lot of personalities, like I said, and so to kind of gel together, work well together, um, are some of the things that I like to work for as a producer.
Right. Like I said, producer is the person who does put everything all together. I mean, that's the word, producer. Like that goes. And Tameka, good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
And now, what got you started in this industry?
So what got me started is I always wanted to be in the arts growing up, and so but later on, I would say what got me started is the lack of representation of the type of stories that I see. I never saw, a black girl with a disability on screen before, and if there were black disabled stories, it usually was told by people who weren't actually disabled. So the lack of representation, if you see a problem, you're going to say, well, let's solve it. And so that's what got me started. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in journalism from Oakland University. And then from there, I transferred my skills to film afterwards. So that's how I got started.
All right. Look forward to seeing more and more of your stuff, too. Always great. Now, Hayward, what draws you the most into being a producer? What really just makes you want to do that?
I think what draws me the most to being a producer is the creative problem solving and just being kind of the glue, not just for like the production, but just really being that person who can be there for the director, for the crew, the DP, and just finding just ways to just accomplish a goal. And part of that goal with being a producer is you have to be it's also creative matchmaking, finding the right people for the right roles, and just really being bought in and helping people get where they want. Because that DP, or that maybe that actor you're talking to today wants to be that DP on the next project down the road, or that PA is looking to move their way up to the AD department. So I think we're really just the sort of, I guess they call it the brain cells firing. For me, is just the fact that I get to get up, create something from scratch, whether it's a thought or an idea, a project that a director brings to me, or maybe a client, whether it's corporate, whether it's, narrative, and just kind of seeing that come from fruition. Like, man, this was just an idea. This was just a log line. That kind of fires me up. It's just taking that little thought in the air and actually making it into something instead of just like people talking about it. Let's execute and do it. So.
Right, sounds good. So, how you doing, brother?
What I like that. How you doing, man?
Doing great. Always great, like I said, to see you, Marshalle, everybody out here. Like I said, it's like a family gathering. So, always love it. Also, showing the longevity too. Yeah. I mean, I almost want to ask a question this time. What is it? Because obviously there are highs and lows in this business. What is it that has kept you guys continuing to go?
We have this thing that is no fear, no breaks. And we just believe. I think for us just creating the tones and setting the tones and choosing the right ways to move, choosing the right teams and things like that, and just building those relationships. Everything we do is probably 95% relationship. Like we watch everybody in film. We watch every director, every filmmaker, every actor, and we align those, I like to call them products, with projects. So for us, it's just choices. It's making the right choices and being patient about it. And we may not agree on everything, but nobody would know that outside the house.
Right. You walk out the door, yes, dear. Speaking of, look here, Marshalle, this next one's for you. Now, for someone aspiring to get into the industry, what is the piece of advice you have for them?
Work on as many sets as you can. You never know what position that you have that you're going to learn from someone else. One of the ways that I started was doing just that, working on different sets, making sure that I took everything in. And for the sets that we have, right, we call them teaching sets, right? So not everyone will allow you to kind of do this, ask a lot of questions and things like that. But if someone is willing to take you on the ring, there was a young woman today who asked if she could shadow me, and I said absolutely, right? So when I was like coming up, there was opportunities far and few in between, especially in Michigan. So I also had to travel a lot to gain those types of experiences. But even like while the person sitting next to you, to the left of you or to the right of you, you never know who you're talking to. So being courageous enough also to step out and just ask the question, right? And say, may I either shadow you or come on set? But being, and then diversifying yourself, like challenging yourself, maybe starting out maybe like as a PA, but also challenging yourself and experiencing other roles and having as many mentors around you as possible that you can learn from. And then today, like also when I started out, YouTube University is real, right? So I love earlier when Mark gave that book, to the young lady, and there's so many opportunities for you to learn before you actually, get on set, and and set etiquette and things like that, and terminology. And then while you're there, being able to have that real life experience to help you grow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Tameka, what was your biggest challenge that you encountered on set, and what did you learn from it?
Yeah. Okay. So my biggest challenge on set, I would say, was working with PBS, American Masters. I was able to produce one of 5 of short episodes called The Renegades, and it profiled different disabled people in history. Used to being an independent producer or like filmmaking, as you say, and so learning the ecosystem of PBS and how they do things was a learning curve, but I was so grateful for that type of experience to get behind the scenes of how to work with a network and company such as PBS. So that was a great experience, but it was really challenging at the same time.
Right. And right before we get to questions, something that you'd all hit upon, I just have to share this story. How many of you young people out here want to get into the business? Okay. One of the best things to do is if somebody gives you their card with their number on it, keep it. Follow up. Because I've got a great example from right down the street. I went to the University of Detroit, Mercy, as it's called now, but University of Detroit, that's where I graduated from many years ago. So I still go back there every year to talk to students. 3 years ago, and I always do this too, it's like at the end of the class, I go, here's my phone number, here's my email. Call me. Usually it's, I kind of get it. You go on to another class, you forget about it. But there's this one young lady, Miss Carol Wolfbauer. She followed up. And yeah, let's meet together. And she said, I'll buy you coffee. And all of us in our business know somebody's buying you something. Right, you go for it. So she and I met, and we talked about things. She wanted to be on camera. And so I told her I had that hockey tournament, that we do. I said, how would you like to come on and be my, sideline reporter? She said, we love it. So we got her out there doing that. Next thing you know, we did softball as well. So got her on doing that. Then she began to meet people from also Monica Nataro, who's the national anthem singer for the Red Wings. She's always at our tournament. So she got to meet her and exchange numbers and followed up with her. Next thing you know, Kara started out doing sideline reporting for the Red Wings. As you know, the Red Wings and Tigers are owned by the same company. She is now the top sideline reporter for the Detroit Tigers as well. And she's now traveling all over the country doing what she loves. She loves sport. But that's because she followed up. Again, don't take the card or the, video card or whatever and just stack it away or think, nothing's going to happen. You're probably not going to call me. They don't want to do anything. follow up. Like I said, she's now traveling the world and living her life. So that's my part to put in. And what we'll do right now is we are open for questions for the fine panel up here. So anybody have any questions? Come on over to this side. Any questions? Oh, here we go.
So my question is dealing with story producing, and how do you enter into that space? I've done a couple of projects. I've done a few projects with Zachary Cunningham and independent production, but just to get deeper into the work of producing, and I enjoy doing narrative work as well. So what advice or guidance do you all have in terms of story producing?
So scripted, like the documentary.
Documentary.
Yeah, I would say, are you at a place where you are looking to try and raise money for funding, or are you just trying to bootstrap this, like, make that project that you go? Sort of.
Bootstrap.
Yeah, right.
Bootstrap.
Yeah, I would just say when it comes to this, trying to, story produce, documentary wise, it's just a matter of, once again, just those resources, And is it a particular story that, a subject that that you're just sort of building upon that, like the platform, as far as like the person you're interviewing, or what's the particular project?
So I'm open. I really deal a lot with art culture, so it's a lot of art-centered things, whether it's covering mental health, whether it's covering just their personal story and their approach to art, how the arts open you up to different issues, issues involving within social, environmental, cultural aspects and things like that too. So I'm in the very beginning stages of it all, but just even if I wanted to get in on a current project, sitting at the writer's table or something like that, what does that look like?
Yeah. I would say that's kind of like what I do. That's like what drives my passion is like my community. And so, for example, I have two projects. One is called Divas in the City. And so, if I was for Black women with disabilities taking their city by storm. And so that's what drives me. So what I did with that is I just did like a casting call, and I found the women that wanted to tell their story, and then I put it with, which this is currently a great time to tell stories like on YouTube, social media. So I would recommend starting finding stories that you're passionate about, and get with people who can do camera, do a light crew, and then just go create a social media profile and just begin and package it and begin to tell their stories. And that's kind of the quickest way to do it.
Thank you.
For new filmmakers, what's some advice for trying to get funding for a film?
I'll take that one. Well, check your environment, your friends, your family, the folks you're around. Make sure your story is entertaining, it can educate you. But I think just finding your tribe, right? I'm the guy that go get all the money for the films that we do. That's literally what I do. But it's finding the folks, building the relationships, because it don't happen overnight. You can be talking to somebody for 3 years before you get a dime, right? But it's just keeping in touch and keep building that relationship, because 20 no's can equal a one yes, and that one yes can equal $300 million at some point, right? So just being patient, talking to the right people, and just, like I say, just starting with the folks around you. You got some great people around you. I know this, right? You got a great group of people around you that you can go to first first of all, have a great story. And then listen when they're trying to help you with that story. So I think starting with people around you first.
I would also add, just on the professional side of it, as well too, in creating your either like your pitch deck, and having like assets available, and then really understanding the business side of the industry, right? And we had mentioned, because when we first started out, you did go to folks around you who kind of knew you, but when you step out of that and you're going to investors that you're pitching to for the first time, so you have to know the difference between, getting money from mom and pop and cousins and aunts and relatives to transitioning into a qualified investor, and knowing enough about the business and the numbers to really explain what they're investing in, what their returns, kind of look like, and also how volatile, like understanding and being able to convey that, because it's just like, this business is up and down as well too, but knowing like the risks of it as well, and being able to convey that to anyone that you're, seeking out as an investor as well.
Thank you. All right, any other questions, or everybody's all set? Well, once again, let's put our hands together for this panel up here talking about producing. Oh, we got one more. Wait, there's more. Remember that old line?
Question real quick. When you're writing a screenplay, how do you get past the writer's block? Like if you, like say you wrote like 50 pages and then you just like, I don't know.
Oh, okay. This is my thoughts on it. I run a writers group. We have a writers group that's been going about 4 or 5 years now. And I've been there. I think we've all been there as writers, to where basically sometimes you just have to do the brain dump. Even if it feels like this is garbage, this isn't what, and I don't even know what this is going to be. Just get whatever's out of your head down and try not to pre-edit as it comes out. Try not to like pre-edit as you're typing it out. And I think also too, a big thing that a mentor of mine, a longtime actor, producer, told me, just like find little ways. Sometimes you got to escape and get out for a day or two, have hobbies, have leisure time, find time for yourself. And sometimes it takes a day or a weekend to come back to it. But sometimes if you keep hitting that block, I would say, once again, just do the brain dump. Just put it out there and know you can always come back to it, and try not to just pre-edit it or dismiss it before before putting it down on the page. So I find those two things work for me specifically.
Thank you. Yeah, I usually try to edit it as I'm going. And so you kind of.
Trying to remember, there was some movie.
I was going to say, I did have something, because I'm more of a producer than a writer, but I have written my own thing, so I really understand that writer's block, right? It's because it's happened all the, but some of the things that, and I think it's personal, right? Finding your groove on what helps move you to the next, that next page, getting it down on that page. And for me, I had a cousin who like just challenged me, and he gave me like, Marshalle, even if it's 2 pages a day or a certain time limit, he's like, give yourself 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And I committed to it. And then, but the biggest thing, honestly, that really helped me is what you're doing. You have a writer's table, a writer's group of writers getting around other writers. Because if you see, like, oh man, they got 3 pages there, they got a whole chapter and something like that. It's motivating. So it was finding personal things for me that motivated me to just get to that next page. And the last thing I had to not be so hard on myself. Because I would write something and I was just like, this is, and yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it's just like, everybody feel like this isn't good enough, and put it aside.
I wrote a novel, but it took me 10 years to write it. And right now I'm writing the screenplay. I don't want it to take 10 years. You know what I'm saying? It was like,
and I got in class. We did a class with Christine Swanson this past year, and it was surrounding myself with writers, getting in classes, and pushing myself every single day.
thank you.
All right, thank you. Good question. And it reminds me, there was some movie, I wish I could remember the name of it, and it was about a writer who's putting together a screenplay, got writer's block. He told his friend, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. Where should I go from here? He said, go back to your typewriter. Go show how old it was. Back to your typewriter, put the page in and type in the letters T-H-E-E-N-D. The end. And you'll be all set.
Amen.
Again, let's thank our panel up here. Excellent information. Oh, I'm going to take a picture. All right, panel, thank you so much. We got one more after that. We'll be all set for the day.
Yes, sir. One more, so y'all stick around. Give it up for the panel, the Art of Producing. Give it up for them, y'all. Yeah. Art of Producing. That's what I'm talking about. Another shout out to our sponsors. We got Property Hogs in the building. Well, we ain't even in the building. Property Hogs on the sidewalk. A property maintenance and landscaping company. Black Ghost Productions. We also got 5 Brown Girls Media, Lone Wolf Late Bloomer Films, and Colette Williams, and the 2026 Jazz on the Ave. August 1st is the Jazz on the Ave. There's free admission, and we'll be right here on Liverniois. Oh, between Pembroke and Clarita. Okay, now out of drive. Pembroke and Clarita. Man, y'all been enjoying this so far? Okay. He said, oh yeah. He just sat down. He just said, oh yeah. I'm gonna just say, oh yeah, for the young brother. I'm just gonna support the young brother. That's all he doing. I love it, man. Last panel we have is the art of directing. So you gonna want to stick around for that for sure. Oh man, y'all heard that couple arguing when walking down the street? Man, that was crazy, wasn't it? That was crazy. I was like, oh, they lighting up Liverniois for real. They was into it. They had on matching outfits, still arguing. I told you not to dress like me. I told you not to dress like me. I was like, whoa. You can tell he cheated a little bit tonight. I can tell the consistency of their argument. She's like, I wasn't even talking to her for real. I was just talking to her. He said, I'm going to go get some food. He caught her at Bucharest. Like, oh, this what you doing right now? I feel like his name Rondell. I don't know him, but I feel like the brother named Rondell. The girl name got to be like Shamika or something like that. You know, it's got to be. Not Tameka, because I got a cousin named Tameka, and we had a panelist named Tameka. I'm saying Shamika. I feel like that's the difference versus Tameka and Shamika. I feel like if you got on matching outfits, they don't need you to argue. Y'all, we know y'all good. You don't need to get in the middle of no domestic dispute. They'll be back together that night. Talking about you. Like, can you believe Malachi tried to break us up? Then I'll be the problem. You know what I'm saying? That's why I stay out of folks' business, man. I mind my business. Shout out to my beautiful wife. She asked a good question, too. I was like, okay, girl. My wife's smart. That's what I'm talking about. I got a smart wife. Ooh-wee. Real smart wife. That's what I'm talking about, man. Oh, man, I had a birthday this year. Who had a birthday this year? Ain't nobody. Okay, you had a birthday? Hey, if you didn't have a birthday yet, your time coming, okay? Ain't no need to hate on nobody else, all right? Your time is coming if you ain't have a birthday yet. I had a birthday, man. I turned 31 this year. Yep, 31. Okay. Ain't no 30-year-olds out here, okay? The OG's like, nah, brother, that was 30 years ago, brother. That's what Greg said. 30 years ago, I turned 30. Man, I turned 31, man, but my head turned 51, man. I know, yeah. Every time I take my hat off, my posture changes. I'm like, okay, Light Up Livernois, huh? Okay, yeah, we getting lit on the Liverniois. Yeah, it's smooth. Yeah, Timashion, come on, man, sport. Yeah, there we go, brother. Yeah, man. We got me, you, Greg, Joe. Yeah, where my ball brothers at, man? We gotta stand in solidarity, brother. Yeah, okay. You ain't ball, man. You got full follicles over there, man. You standing in solidarity for no reason. You got a full head of gray hairs, man. Man, when you ball, you don't go nowhere without a hat on. I don't know what Joe doing. He brave. I don't go nowhere without a hat as a ball brother. I could be on 75. I realize I ain't got no hat on. I'm making a U-turn right on 75. Like, I gotta get my hat, man. I need my hat as a ball brother, man. When you ball, people automatically come to you for leadership. matter where I'm at. It could be Kroger, Light Up Livernois. I could be at the White House. They'd be like, would you like a job? I'd be like, yes, thank you. You can't be bored and childish either, man. They expect too much of you. Like, there's only one bald, childish dude in the whole history of the earth. And that was Little Bill. I don't know what happened to Bill Cosby, so I gotta hold it down. Like when you bald, like when I go to the grocery stores, I want to hit the wee. I want to hit one of these on the carts, but I can't because I'm bald. You know. Well, I think we ready. All right. Let me put my hat back on.
End of the story.
Oh yeah, my fault, man. Oh, Greg was with me, man. All right, Greg. Yeah, it's all good. All right, man. Last panel we got, man. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Y'all been having fun all day. My Old Spice is wearing off though. It smells like Old Spice now. I'm like, Jesus. All right, next panel we got is the art of directing. My panelists ready? Y'all ready? You ain't ready. Y'all just in the crowd. Oh, I'm sorry. Not ready. Keep going. All right. Make up more jokes. Cool. I can do that. Let me just take my hat back off. I feel like a joker. I'm just amusing y'all. Like, yeah, and another thing. And another thing. Yeah, man, when you bald, man, oh, man, people love to ask you random questions. Like, hey, can you change my tire? You just got to say, yeah. Like, yeah, I got you, man. Man, let me put my hat back on for real, man. I hate it, man. I hate when people act like going bald is a hairstyle, man. It's not. Hey, come on, man. Let me see it. Let me see the scalp, brother. Come on. Come on, man. There we go. Full molecules of sweat under that hat. Yeah, you gotta let it breathe sometimes, brother. Yeah. Come on, man. We letting it breathe all the rest of the night, brother. I'm gonna start a new commission. We letting scalp breathe all 2026, man. Let that scalp breathe. Hashtag let that. Come on, brother. Let that scalp breathe. Okay. He ain't with it. OG said, no, I gotta go to Shane Park after this. I gotta still. Hey, I appreciate you, man. If I can just touch one, that's all I need. Hey, my man said I'm funny. I'm good. I don't care what y'all. I don't even know if I'm getting paid for this. So this funny enough. Trust me. This real funny. What's up, brother? You good? Nah, yeah, man. Hold it down. All right, for sure. Elbows. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, them blows. All right, sir. Yeah, I like them glasses, man. Yeah, it's the politician glasses, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. All right, man. I think I need some water, some new Old Spice. Nah, I got some water. 2 minutes. You got it. 2 minutes, man. Job of a host, right? 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, 2 minutes, huh? 2 minutes. Okay. Let me see what I got for 2 minutes, man. Let me put this. Okay. Oh, they free? Oh, shoot. How many? Oh, you think he said they was free? Oh, shoot. You might want to call them. It's too late. I'm going to announce it. Mark Adler got free books over there. That's what he told me. I don't know if they free, but I'm about to sell them. Matter of fact, they $5. Just come get them from me. I got y'all, man. $5. What's the name of the book? Can you hand me that? Oh, you gonna ask a question to your boyfriend? She's like, what is your Oh, shoot. Oh, y'all see that? Oh, I'm quick with it, man. I feel like the price is right, panelists, now. And now we have Production Algebra, a handbook for production assistants. Best book award winner. He's free for real? Oh, yeah, y'all ain't gonna see this one again. Yeah. Production Algebra, man. Y'all get tapped in. If they not free, I'm sure they low. You know? You seem like you know. You know? Okay, he don't know. He just, all right, cool. Just got a camera. I feel it, man. So next up, we got the art of directing is next. So y'all make sure y'all definitely want to stick around for that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody got some deodorant on them? Anybody got some emergency deodorant in their pocket? Nobody? Just me? No? Okay. I'm the only one needed. Yeah, we ain't like I'm the only one hot out here now. This is Light Up Livernois. Once the camera's cut off, we can really light up Liverniois. You know what I'm saying, brother? Okay, yeah, he got it on him. I can tell, yeah. Anything you need lit up, here, light it. Like, oh man, yeah, brother. Doing panels can be real stressful, brother. You need to light up Liverniois. You need to light up Liverniois. That could be a. Ready? I know I'm rolling now. That can be it. No, man, we're gonna keep it moving, man. I've been your host, Malachi Lee. I got cards on me. My wife rebuked me for not passing out no cards, so I got cards on me if y'all need one. You need one, brother? Okay, all right, yeah. The panelists need one. The cameraman need one. I know I'm funny if the cameraman need one. Like, oh no, the brother good. Let me see what he got going. All right, man, we're gonna keep it going, man. The art of directing is our next panel, man. All right. Hey, I feel so official getting a little word on the side. Like, y'all don't know what she said, but I know what she said. I was like, okay. I ain't even hear her either. I just said, okay. Oh, yeah. What she said was a lie. See? See how God works? I shook my head for no reason. All right.
All right, guys, I just want to give it up for our host, Malachi Lee, stand-up comic comedian. You been telling him, bro? Hello. Yeah, so I just confirmed we do have those guys younger in the industry. There's still a couple copies left of Production Algebra from Mark Adler. So this book was crucial when I was getting started. As far as the fundamentals to working on set, learning the lingo, getting the tools. So I just want to shout him out, and there's still 2 copies up there. We're always learning in this industry. I even go back, I still got my book from almost 15 years ago, and I read it every now and then. So still 2 copies left. Just wanted to shout them out and get them while you can.
Yep. They are free for real. They are free.
They're free now.
They free right now. They free. Last day they gonna be free. So, all right. Oh, it's one left. See how it gotta work? Yeah. Okay, this ours, baby? Okay, my wife said this ours, so I gotta be obedient, you know. If I'm trying to get ministered to tonight, I gotta make this ours, amen. Oh, she know what I'm talking about. Married folks in the crowd. Okay, I'm gonna keep it going. Bunch of fornicators out here, huh? Okay.
What time is it?
What time? Okay, Greg, stop playing, Greg. Oh, it must be after 8, Greg. Greg know what's up. Greg said, man, look under this binder, man. Y'all see what's going on, man. Hey, Greg, fun, man. I love it, man. I wish you was my dad, man. All right, man. We're gonna keep it going, man. I'm glad y'all been having fun with your boy. I can pass out cards after this. All right, the art of directing is our next panel. Our first panelist coming to the stage. Man, I know one thing, he got an Emmy or a Grammy, one of them things. Y'all put your hands together right now for Timashion Jones. Yeah, all right. I see y'all, this the famous twins, y'all. It's the famous Doublemint twins. We got the black Doublemint twins, y'all. They here, y'all, yeah. Fresh off a Shea Butter commercial. I see y'all, yeah. Next up, we got the one and only, my man, 100 grand, Rod Dickerson. Come on down, Rod, yes sir. I'm saying my man to everybody, my man, my main man. Oh, next up, this is really my main man. Yeah, he know it. He know it. He gave me that wink. Put your hands together right now for Jesse McAnally. McAnally. I think I said it wrong. McAnally. What is it? McAnally. I was close. McAnally. Good old Irish name. McAnally. I can't read that well, so I'm so surprised I'm up here. Next up is my real man, 100 grand. We go way back. I think he knew me when I was born. He was there. I think he directed the music to my birth. I want y'all to put your hands together right now for Joe Smith. Yeah, you gotta go right now, brother. You can't get in with the Shea Butter twins, man. You gotta go right now, brother. And next up, the last panelist. You got it, boss man. All right. Gotta do what the boss say. Hey, make sure all the panelists that are still here, stick around because we want to get a big picture with everybody, all right? Everybody in the club. All right, brother with a camera? I don't even think you working. You just taking my identity. Okay, cool. So visit Detroit, man. I think I am going to visit Detroit. Yeah, I'm going to do that after this. Next up for the panelists, man, we have the one and only, my first main girl, 100. She don't even sound the same. My main man, 100 grand. My main woman, 100 grand. It don't hit. I'm sorry. All right, next up, we got Jovahna Marie Pozon. Hope I said your last name right. I told y'all I graduated from Detroit Public School, so y'all know what it is. So we got the art of directing, y'all. I'm going to direct myself out of here. Well, my name is Malachi Lee. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all can, I don't know if I'm coming back, but if I'm not, y'all can follow me at Malachi Lee _ or lovelies.com. Tap in with y'all. Boy, thank y'all.
Good job, man. Good job. Bravo. That's right. Give it up for him one more time. Malachi. Yeah. Again, glad everybody's staying around, hanging out with us. We've been having a good time talking about filmmaking and different things. Got the street band up here right now. So, we'll start with it's always a experience. But what drew you most into wanting to be a director?
I think I'm a storyteller first. So I just love telling stories. Like as far back as I can remember, like I was an avid book reader. And it was like, even with that, when you get into movies, they're just movie pictures, And so it was just a different way of doing stories.
And that is the main thing. No matter what type of film you're doing, folks, you've got to tell a good story. You can have the best film, the best idea, but if your story is like, nobody's going to watch it. So make sure you do something and make sure you keep it interesting for them. The next question, for someone aspiring to get in the industry, what is the piece of advice that you would have for them?
My advice would be, first of all, make yourself a student of the industry. Make yourself a student of the craft. Study your craft. There's a lot of people that are talented, but you have to be talented and informed. So whether that means, going to YouTube University, reading books, watching podcasts, anything that, years ago, all this information wasn't readily available. You had to go to film school. You had to spend a lot of money. But now there's so much information you can just access. So there's no reason not to be, a student of the game. So that's what I would say. And learn the business side of it. It's not just creative. There's also a business side. And being extremely creative and broke. We all have been starving artists. And there is a starving artist phase to this. But, ultimately the plan is to be creative and get to the bag. So learn the business side.
Okay, thank you. All right, Jesse, what was your biggest challenge you ever encountered on set, and what did you learn from it?
So the biggest challenge that I encounter on set, and this is something they don't teach you in film school, they don't teach you this in YouTube University, and they don't teach you this in life, it is dealing with the emotions of other people. And not even in the way of directing actors. It is directing your crew to get along, even when it is against their best instincts to get along. This is one of those things that I did not think was going to be a big part of my life as a film director, but turned out to be a lot of it. So you're going to have to be a parent. And much like being a parent, there is no guidebook. You have to do what you think is best and pay the most respect. And that is always and will forever be the biggest challenge on a film set, and the thing I take to every film set is to learn to lead first, think with emotions, and lead with empathy, even when I am tired.
Wow. Amen to that. My goodness. That was. Yep. Treat it like your family. There's always going to be arguments. Always going to get the kids together. Work it all out. You can do it down, whatever. make sure it all works out.
Yes.
Right now, over to Rod Dickerson, but I want to say this first, for some of you who may have been here earlier, I was talking about a good place also to get, started with your film career or your TV career is in the church. I can definitely tell you about that. I mean, he started out, with like one camera, next thing you know, you've got a whole studio, everything going. If you wouldn't mind, tell people about that and how that, just started, like I said, with one camera and moving up to basically your big network.
Does it work? Yes. Okay. Wow. That's an amazing story. I'm going to try to cut it to the short version because it is kind of long. But I used to be a supervisor at DTE. Me and another supervisor, we used to get video maker magazines, all kind of magazines that come to the office. And I saw some camcorders. I said, man, we should get some camcorders and start filming weddings. And he said, yeah, I ordered mine that day and we were filming weddings that weekend. And so, but I just knew it was more to video than just, weddings. I would watch commercials. Then I actually got called to do a few commercials. Had never done any, but I used to be in radio. And so with that radio background and being able to do voiceovers, write script, it kind of introduced me to the film and video commercial network. And back then, the equipment was so expensive. You could make a lot of money though, but the equipment was very expensive. I didn't have credit, but I knew a guy from Columbiaville, Michigan, a white guy in Columbiaville, Michigan. I used to drive quite a few hours to go pick up his equipment. He would let me rent his equipment. So that was a major challenge too. But that's how I actually got started until I was able to purchase my own stuff.
Like I said, you just grew the business where now it is this great big thing, which is fantastic. All right. And next question down there. Well, now what inspires you to tell the stories that you tell?
Before I get started, because I will forget, I just want to shout out my wife, Tavia. Yay! In 3 days, we'll be celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. I just want to say, baby, love you. I'm inspired by her too.
Oh, that is an inspiration. That's great.
All right. So I look at films as a tool to make an impact on the world. You know what I'm saying? So I was affected by certain movies growing up that inspired me and wanted me to go out and do something great. And I want to make those kind of movies where people can take that and then do something with it. So I always look for impact. Like what are we trying to do with this film? Like I want to start with, what is it that I want people to walk away with? I want to start with that. I don't want to end up and try to figure out what I want people to walk away with. I want to know that early on, then get into the script, write the script, and then do the movie. So impact is like my biggest thing that I look for. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic. Now I'm going to do this before we open it up for questions. I'll just everybody real quick go down. What was the movie that inspired you?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. I love movies, so I watch a lot of different movies. But if I had to say one, I really like the movie Crash. And I think that it was such a powerful film in the way that they did it. You get to see everything from all these different people's perspectives. And it was like a story within a story within a story. And I love that concept. It was very layered. It had a lot of depth to it. But yeah, if I had to pick one, that would probably be.
I can't do it. I'm sitting here trying to think of one. Like I can't do it. But I don't even remember. I'm older. I'm in my 50s. I don't remember stuff. But first film I ever made. So I started in theater. So I created a stage play called Diamond Girls. So that was my first film. So just say that.
Okay, that sounds good. At the end, he'll be going, it's the Sting or whatever.
Oh, yeah, it's not to me in the car, for sure. Yeah, you're going to have 100 films coming to your head. It's like, oh, no! Yeah. I'm going to give two real quick. The most inspiring film to me, and basically at all times is always all that jazz about Fosse's film, about just life, theater, and film. But the film that inspired me and told me that I can make a film was made by local filmmaker Charles A. Kennedy. It was a film called Affliction, a wonderful film about mental health, and I hear Chuck is incredible, right? That film showed me that I can make a film. It is possible, and it's possible to make it good in Detroit and even great. So those are the two I'm going to say.
Okay, I got the show that I'm the oldest up here. The first film that inspired me was She's Got to Have It by Spike Lee. Because it had really no money. The story was pretty strong, and I know y'all looking at me like, didn't he say he was a preacher? Well, I am. But that movie really inspired me. And then there's another movie, Mariachi, which I know you guys probably haven't heard of. But it was a very young man who did an action movie with all his friends and everything. And that movie ended up being picked up by Hollywood, and they redid the movie and gave him something like $5 million off a movie he probably took $5 to make.
He wrote a book called Rebel Without a Crew, I believe. Yeah. Where they're talking about, shooting a movie by yourself. He was doing sound and all that stuff. I personally benefited from that book. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to give two as well. One you probably may not know. It's a gentleman by the name of Jawanza Kunjufu. He made a movie called Against the Wall. I believe that's the name of it. But I remember going to the Mercury Theater. Anybody remember Mercury Theater? On a field trip. Yeah, I'm old too. I remember going on a field trip, and it was about a young kid growing up in the city, and then people trying to get him to sell drugs and do drugs and get out of the gang culture and stuff like that. And they really used it to kind of like show young people that you can kind of like rise from your environment. And I was like, as a young kid, I was inspired because I was in the middle of a drug-infested neighborhood, and I'm like, I can do that too. You know what I'm saying? So that was good. But the one that really touched my heart was a movie called The Last Dragon. I don't know if anybody heard of that. Barry Gordy. By Barry Gordy. Yeah. So another inspirational one. I wanted to have that glow. You know what I'm saying? Walk around looking for the master and all that stuff or whatever. So watching The Last Dragon inspired me to kind of like make movies like that as well. Anyway, all right. That's it.
And I just thought of when he mentioned the local film, one film that inspired me was a movie called 5-0, and it was done by a company here called Moolah Film.
What inspired me about it was because I was looking to make my first film, and at that time, everybody was shooting with what they call DSLR cameras, and all of them just looked so cheesy. And so I had heard of Moolah Films, but 5-0 was the first movie of theirs that I saw. They were shooting with reds, and the picture was just so pretty. And I was like, this looks, yes, this is what I want my film to look like. It had that pretty, buttery image that looked Hollywood-ish. And I was like, okay, it's possible. So that inspired me a lot.
Right. Well, I'll take that with me now, too. All right. Now we're going to open it up for questions in just a moment, but you guys maybe think of a story to pass along as well about getting started in the business. As you all know, I do a lot of interviews, for Channel 4, fly out to LA and all like that, and interview the people. One time I was talking to Quentin Tarantino, and everybody knows, he's the renegade filmmaker and, types of films he makes. And I asked myself, what would you tell a young person who wants to get into making movies? What would be your advice? He said, tell them to just go get a camera and do it. He said, because you might sit around and overthink, different things. Just go out, and that was back when the cameras were beginning to be cheap, or cheaper, you know what I mean? And just go out and get one. Spend a couple $100. Get the editing software on your computer, and just put something together, and see where you can take it from there. So you got all this great information, folks. So I expect to see everybody with their film next year when we're back. All right, right now we're going to open it up for questions from the audience. Hello again. How are you? Oh.
First of all, shout out to his story that starts out with, one time I was talking to Quentin Tarantino. What?
Well, you haven't?
Right. Yeah.
Hello. I have a question for Jovahna, actually. So I know that you write books. What is it like developing your books into script format, and how is it different developing something written for just to read for the screen?
We need that microphone.
So especially when I first when I made the transition from books into screenwriting, one of the very first things that I did is that I ordered scripts of some of my favorite movies. And then I sat and then I watched those movies, and then I went through the script, and as I'm watching it on the screen, I'm saying, okay, they did this here. So I'm looking at the script, and then I'm watching the script. I'm saying, okay, this is how they did this here. So one of the major things is you got to cut back, because as a book writer, you just want to overload it. You got to think of the books like the meat, and then the script as like a skeleton. It's the bones. And so the hard part is not doing as much, because as a book writer, you just want to tell the whole story. You want to put everything in there. You want to be descriptive. And so it's just the learning of the scale back and being able to show and not tell. It is the art of showing it in the actions, showing it in the dialogue, instead of doing, making it so descriptive. So I would say that, that's definitely one of the biggest things.
Yeah, I just, the last movie I just finished was a book that somebody hired me to turn into a film. And I don't particularly care for it, just because, making those choices of what in the book needs to be in the movie. And, like Joe said, you can go anywhere in the world with your story in a book form. It's like, now how do we make that indie film budget with a micro indie film budget? How do we tell this story? And I always tell because in both scenarios when I've done it, the person who wrote the book was also the EP of the film. So I had to explain to them, like, hey, some of this is going to be scaled back, dialed down. Some of it's not going to be exactly how it was in the book, and just managing their expectations, because it's like, we got $50,000 to tell this story. So it's not be exactly like your book. So.
That was not a lot of money. Might sound like it. 5 minutes.
I have another question for Ronnie. So working on your film, I saw that watching you first write, direct, and be the lead actor in your film, could you give me some advice on how first doing all that, being a director and the lead actor, and still getting your vision while focusing on acting as the character that you wrote?
One, having a really good team, because you cannot do it by yourself. You have to have a really good AD that you trust. And another thing is knowing your vision and knowing how to delegate, because, and I still, as you know, I still have to work, because I'm one of those people that if I want something done and it's not done, I'm just going to do it myself. And I'm working on that. I'm getting better at delegating tasks. But it is learning how to delegate. Another thing is learning how to pivot. As a director, you absolutely have to learn how to adapt and pivot. You can go in like, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this. You got it all lined up, your perfect plan, and then you get there and none of that's going to apply. And so you're going to have to come up with a plan B, C, and D.
Any other questions? Oh, come on up. Oh, come on up. It's your birthday, honey.
My question is, as directors, I want all of you to answer this if you can. When working with actors, do you come in with a plan and you tell them exactly what you want them to do, or do you like to let them play? And it's, what's your style, I guess?
So I watch basketball a lot. And what I like to do is get the ball in the right person's hand that's going to do the job, right? So it's a play called 4 flat. You know what I'm saying? So if I got an actor that I know can kill this role, I'm going to give them the ball. We all going to go down to the baseline, and I'm going to let them go ahead and do their thing, right? So what we normally do is I have rehearsal, and I let them go ahead and show me what they have in rehearsal. And I might tweak it a little bit, but what I really like to do is cast the right people for the right role. And then I can let them bring, because they're the subject matter expert on their particular role, because they know the script in and out. They did their own background story behind it. You know what I'm saying? So they really know this character. So I really want to trust that they're going to bring what's best to it. But if I see something that's not carrying the story forward, I got to jump in and say, all right, we got to tweak this or whatever. But I really try to get the people to bring their creativity to it, because everybody's going to sound like Timashion if I did it.
You're nurturing it.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that I give it room to grow and have people be dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I really can't add a lot to what he said because I'm pretty much use the same process. But I do like to create some camaraderie with the actors. I know directors are usually very strict and they want to stick to the script as much as possible. They have a vision and they want that vision to come forward through the actors. But you got to leave a little room. You got to leave a little room for the actors. And they say, I like that part, but is it okay if I try like this?
Yeah.
So I'm saying something that's very important. That's the reason why it keeps cutting out.
I want to just reframe what they're both saying, but a lot quicker, because we're all saying the same thing. We're hiring actors with their brains, their thoughts, their lives. We are not hiring puppets. We are bringing them onto it because we want them to be making the same film as us. And usually that is done in pre-production, it is done with early conversations, and it is done on the set, because at that point you then can have room for wonderful, unexpected surprises that make the film better, because they have done the work and you have done the work.
Yep, I double down on everything that's been said. I'm the same way. It's a collaborative process. And so I want an actor to bring their thing to a role. And when you leave room for that, you know, wonderful things happen, especially if you're working with really talented and skilled actors. You know, they can bring things out of a role that you didn't plan for, that you didn't see happening in a particular scene. It's like, oh, wow, like, okay, that wasn't what I had in my head. That's even better. And I still get to be the director. So, hey, you know, so the only time I'll double down on certain things is you know, because as directors, we have to have the overall vision. And so sometimes an actor may get locked into an idea that doesn't work for the whole of the scene or the story or whatever. So like you said, you know, then you give those tweaks. But yeah, I want to cast people that bring something to the table.
Yeah, absolutely everything that they said. I do like genuine reactions. So I don't do a lot of rehearsal because I want to see genuine reactions in the moment. And I'm really big on building up character Bibles for each of my characters, so they know what it is that I'm going for, and they may do something different. So I do allow them the leeway, especially as an actress. I want to see what you're going to do. And if it's not what I need, then I'll give you a no. But I'm going to allow you the space to work it out, because you may do something again where I'll be like, oh, you know what? I rock with that. I like that.
One, just thanks for everybody, all y'all being here and sharing as much as y'all share with us. My questions are a little more like kind of existential, like as artists, as creatives in the film space, kind of knowing how powerful, like the power we wield with creating these stories and telling these stories, the way we tell them, who's in those stories. I'm just curious to know how that weighs on you as an artist and how it informs your creativity or storytelling, knowing that some of this stuff can go to better the culture, support the culture, but some of this stuff can also go and do bad things that we don't want to necessarily happen and shine on our culture. So just kind of a brief idea about how that weighs on you all as artists and how it informs your creativity and direction.
giving all the tough questions to Joe. So once he said existential, I was like, extraterrestrial.
I always try to make sure that there is a purpose behind everything that's being told. So if it's something that is negative on the face, then I don't want to tell that story unless there's a reason or there's a lesson or there's something in it that's redeeming or something that somebody can get out of it that then makes things better. We know that life is ugly. Life is not pretty. It's not, roses and Skittles. There's bad things that happen to people in life, and there's bad things that's happened to people that's sitting in here now, and things that we've lived through and grown through. And so I like telling those stories, but again, for me, it has to be a purpose behind it, why we're showing this thing or why we're telling this story. The last movie I shot, there was a book that was about a girl and her 3 friends, and all 3 of them were in abusive relationships. So we had to show, the girl being beaten. We had to show the main character going, falling in love with this guy who turned out to be a monster, but the redeeming thing was, they escaped that situation. They ended up, giving their lives to God, and now they're all doing positive things. So it's cool. So there has to be a reason why. It can't just be shock value. It can't just be, trauma porn. I'm not into that.
And one more thing, Justin. All right. So what I would say is also stories are. Just take the poorest person in Detroit has a story that need to be told. How they got there, what happened. The richest person in Detroit has a story that need to be told, right? And everybody in between has a story. Some of them good, some of them bad. Some stories I can't tell. As a person with my morals, with my faith, with my things that I believe in, I just can't tell. And there's some stories that need to be told that I just got to say no to. You know what I'm saying? So as an artist, I got to feel comfortable knowing that I gave birth to this vision and the rest of the world is going to see it, and I'm okay with the results of it. You know what I'm saying? So I got to live with that. You know what I'm saying? So, but not saying the story shouldn't be told. Some people like tuna fish, some people like caviar. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody got their own preference. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's it, man. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing I would like to add to that is that I think that we should challenge one another and be willing to be challenged yourself. And what I mean in terms of that is there are a lot of stories. And for some reason, within the culture, we continue to tell the same story. I don't want to see the same story. I understand it might have been a good movie, some great acting, but it's still the same story. And I'm not going to say what story it is because you already know what story it is.
All right. Everybody enjoyed? Oh, one more question. All right. You all don't have to answer this, but.
You're trying to run away already.
So I've been debating with my friends lately, and we've been kind of like, man, like what's like the, and my mentee, we all been having the conversation, like, and we went around in a circle, we're kind of asking each other, like, what is the main thing, like the mission, like the, I guess like the responsibility of the director. And the cool thing about it was we went around the circle and it was like everybody had different answers. And I'm curious to you guys, what is like when you think director, right? Which what you all are, what is like the most important mission for you guys? Like I feel like I'm not answering the question as big as I want to ask it, right?
Yeah. Because as a DP, I've worked with so many directors, and everybody does it differently. And if I were to explain the job title of every director I worked with, you'd think I just explained like 30 different things, like positions, right? What do you all have in common? What's that thing?
Who's going to be the spokesperson? We've got one person on the spokesperson.
Gosh, we gotta have one guy that agrees with everyone.
Can I say something short?
How about we do it all in one word?
I don't know. It's hard. So that question is loaded because in the independent film space, it's hard for us to just wear one hat. Like it's very rare that I walked on the set and not direct. Like the Marcus Belgrave documentary, I was just the director. But for the majority of my films, I'm the EP, I'm the DP, I'm the, you know what I'm saying, producer. But a lot of times I wear producer, director a lot. But my goal as a director is to create an environment where people can do their best work. I can eliminate all obstacles, and I'm like, look, this DP, this gaffer, this actor, they are in a space where they can truly be dope. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like I'm a host to a party, and I want to make sure everybody's comfortable, everybody's good, but at the same time, we got to have fun and we got to get this job done. You know what I'm saying? But I got to create that and pull the best out of people. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I kind of like went around to answer the question, but that's my goal when I get on the set is to make sure the project is dope by bringing the dopeness out of everybody.
I like that. Real quick, two things that I would say. Am I passionate? Can I be passionate about this project? And then the second one is, can I really sink my teeth into it? If I can't do any of that, then that project is not for me.
A good director takes all the credit. A great director takes all the blame. If every day it is going to be on your shoulders, and that is a positive and a negative. And truly great directors brings everyone else up with them, and those that tend to not do well and tend to only be a director once blames everyone else.
I would say that a director is a conduit and guardian of the story. Like, it's our job to get the story from the script to the masses and make sure that story is told properly and make sure that story is guarded, and wearing the hat of getting the conduit from getting it from the script to the masses. There's so much in there, just like what he mentioned earlier, just even on being on set, dealing with all the energies and the personalities and dealing with the technical side and dealing with all of your department heads and making sure that everybody's on the same page to get that story told the proper way. And so that's, and then like Timashion said, we're in the indie side, we're producing and directing. So then now we're also guarding the budget, and we're also, trying to find a Benz because the script says the character's driving a Benz, and we're calling our friends trying to borrow Benzes. There's so many things that we're doing. So that was my answer.
I really like what Timashion said about just bringing the dopeness out of everybody. And I love what Joe said about being a conduit and just carrying that story. And yeah, like he said, you are always wearing so many hats. I'm not just a director. 9 times out of 10, I'm also acting, I'm producing, I'm crafts, I'm some of everything. I'm whatever is needed in service of that story and what is fully going to bring it to life.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for this fantastic panel who's been up here answering all types of questions and everything. We've had a great time all day today. It's kind of funny when I looked at the rundown, I'm going, I'm going to be here till midnight. I'm producing my family. But no, this went by so quick out. Thank you. Now here's our photo. And again, like I said, I had a great time. I've got another story I'll share with you. It's another name-dropping story, so I didn't know if anybody wanted to hear it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, this kind of like goes along with, as you all know, filmmakers are storytellers. And depending on what way you direct it or put it together depends on what people get out of the story. We're all familiar with the story of Frankenstein, right? 1939, Boris Karloff comes out in the first one. Immediately, Frankenstein is a what? Monster. He is a monster. The villagers are trying to kill him, and you all of a sudden think, okay, here's this guy, the green head and all like that. He must be evil. Right. All the subsequent movies did basically the same thing. Guillermo del Toro came out with his version of Frankenstein last year. I watched that movie, and when I did get to interview him, I told him, I said, you know what? This movie should open up the eyes about what Frankenstein really was. He wasn't a monster. He just looked different from everybody else in the village, and instead of them giving him the benefit of the doubt, they treated him like crap. They beat him. They chased after him. He had nothing else to do except fight back. Right. So you showed us that actually Frankenstein was one with the soul, and the people in the village were the ones who were crap. And he said, I'm glad somebody else figured that out. But that's what films do. They open your eyes to all different types of things that are going on, be they fantasy or reality in our community. So continue to enjoy films. Continue to enjoy their films, folks. Thank you all so very, very much for coming out, and enjoy the rest of Light Up Livernois.
Y'all keep it going for Greg Russell, y'all. Yeah, all these fine panelists that we seen. Yeah, y'all can slide. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the art and directing. I'm gonna direct y'all off the stage. This way y'all can be directed too. But now, give it up for Timashion, Rod, Joe, Jovahna, and my man, Rod, Jesse. Right? What is it? Jesse McAnally. Hey, I'm not good with words, man. But I've been your host, Malachi Lee. One more shout out to our sponsors. We got Property Hogs, a property and landscaping company. Y'all can bang their line if you need your grass cut. We got Black Ghost Productions, Five Brown Girl Media, Lone Wolf Late Bloomer Productions. Yes, indeed. And also Colette Williams and the 2026 Jazz on the Ave. They out here August 1st, 2026, Jazz on the Ave right here on Liverniois. Y'all can tap in. I know y'all intrigued about that. Also, big shout out to Hayward Crawford, Tommy McGee, our host, Greg Russell, Harriet Crosby, and all the amazing cast and crew that we had. Amazing. Give it up for the cast and crew, man. Everything. They've been here since yesterday night, I think. I think they spent the night on the Ave. They was getting lit up for real. I don't even think they showered. No. Did you shower? Oh, he said nope. Okay, yeah. You got to throw that shirt away after this. That's what's up. But again, I've been your host, Malachi Lee. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Malachi Lee _ or I got cards on me. Appreciate y'all. All the panelists, please stick around, and let's all take a picture. So I'll take a picture. I appreciate y'all. Good night. All the panelists, please come over here. Oh, and shout out to DJ Twist, 979. Twist. Yeah, drop it one time, DJ. Where your tag at? You got it? You ain't got it? WJLB, DJ Twist. Please.